Imagine waking up tomorrow in a world totally different from the one you know today. A world shaped by technological advances, even blurring the lines between truth and illusion. A world where you're constantly drowned in information, yet feel more disconcerted about our place in the universe. This isn't a distant future. It's a reality we're stepping into. As technology develops, if we fail to reflect, we risk eroding our understanding of ourselves, our values, our beliefs, but most importantly, our understanding of what it means to be human. However, in the center of this storm of change and innovation, perhaps the answers we seek to overcome these challenges lie not ahead of us, but behind us, in the philosophy of the ancient Greek philosophers who walked the streets of Athens 2,500 years ago. Socrates, Plato, Aristotle struggle with the deepest questions of existence, such as what is the ultimate nature of reality? And what does it mean to be human? So today, I invite you to pause, look back, and dare to ask the questions that define who we are. Hello, my name is Elisa, and today I'm going to talk about these two timeless questions and why finding an answer matters now more than ever. So let's turn to the first question. What is the ultimate nature of reality? Do you think you're seeing the real world? This chair, that table, or even the people around us, do you think they're what they seem? Or do you think there could be something else behind? Some underlying reality that we can't see with our eyes? Now, I want you to picture yourself standing in the top of a mountain, looking down at the wide landscapes. What you see is breathtaking rolling hills, distant forests, rivers winding their way through valleys. But there's something you're not seeing that is equally important. You don't see the tectonic plates miles and miles beneath your feet. You don't see the microscopic life that's covered by the trees. But most importantly, you don't see how your brain is shaping and coloring the reality in front of you. Now, consider this chair you're sitting on, or the phone in your pocket. They feel solid and real, right? But science tells us that at atomic level, they're mostly an empty space. They're patterns of energy fields, a construction of what your mind interprets as a chair or a phone. But the illusion goes deeper. We're not just limited by our senses, but by the stories we tell to ourselves and the narratives we built about the world. So now, look at this picture. What do you see? Do you see a vase, or do you see two faces looking at each other? Because what we see depends on what we expect to see. We're trapped by ideas and conceptions of the world, and sometimes we forget what is the most fundamental part, which puts us human beings in the center of reality, which is our consciousness, our moral perspective, and our astonishment at the immensity and beauty of the universe. We are not observers of the world. We're part of the world. We are, as it were, thrown into this world here and now. Now, I'm going to tell you a little personal experience. When I saw the movie Matrix for the first time, it had me thinking to myself, this movie is about intelligent living beings who live in an illusional world created by machines, but without realizing. And in this movie, there is an iconic choice that must be made. Take the blue pill and stay living a fake cushy life, or take the risk to take the red pill to see the world for what it truly is. So Plato thought that most people are only able to see the appearances of the world, the shadows of the world. And he explained this very well in his story, which is called The Allegory of the Cave, where he described prisoners who lived their entire life chained up in a cave watching shadows on the wall. For those prisoners, those shadows were reality. But what if they turned around? What if they saw that light and those objects creating those shadows that for them were reality? Because nowadays we live in a digital world where the cave that Plato spoke about is no longer just a metaphor, but it's an algorithm that serves as another filter between us and the reality. Social media shows what they want us to see, an edited version of the world. It reinforces our perspectives, pushing us deeper into our echo chambers. But I guess, after all, we may be like those prisoners, and the world that is coming to us will just increase the size of the chains that keep us locked up. However, there's a second question we have to address here. What does it mean to be human? What do you think it means to be human? To explore this difficult question, I want you to imagine two chairs in front of you, like these two chairs. The first chair is expensive, luxurious, and it's designed to catch your eye. However, it's difficult and uncomfortable to sit on. The second chair on the other side, it's plain and simple, but it's functional and comfortable. Which one would you choose? At first glance, this seems like a simple question about preferences. However, it's actually a meaningful metaphor about the question of purpose. The expensive chair represents the superficial, the things that catch your attention but may lack real matter. The simple chair on the other side represents purpose and the essence of what a chair is meant to be, something you can sit on and rest. But what if we take these two chairs as a symbol of our humanity? Because Aristotle believed that humans strive for a good life, one filled with meaning, virtue, and purpose. He argued that we're not just creatures of survival or utility. We're beings who seek for beauty, truths, and connections. This simple chair, in this sense, represents the essence of being human. Our ability to create, to serve purpose, and to contribute something greater than ourselves. So it is not about how we look or what we possess. It is about who we are, what we do, and who do we want to become. But, of course, here's a challenge. In today's world, we're increasingly drawn to the expensive chair. We live in an age of instant satisfaction where we prioritize what's easy, fast, and visually appealing. And if we're not careful, we risk becoming like the luxurious chair. Attractive on the surface, but lacking real purpose. We risk losing touch with the most precious thing we have that makes us truly human. Our creativity, our empathy, and our hunt for meaning. But what does all of this have to do with our future and means for our future? If we want to preserve what makes us truly human, we must choose the simple chair. This doesn't mean rejecting all types of beauty, like art, music, because they're also deeply meaningful. But it does mean asking ourselves, are we creating a future that serves humanity? Or are we building a world that distracts us from what truly matters? Socrates believed that an examined life is not worth living. In a world dominated by technology and progress, his words ring truer than ever. So we have to really pause and reflect, what do we want for our future? What does it mean to be human in a world that feels artificial and disconnected? The answers to these questions will not just define our individual lives, but the future of our species. So we have to reconnect with nature, with each other, and with the timeless values that give life meaning. At the end, it is not technology or progress that defines us. It's our humanity. Are you willing to step out of that cave and take that red pill? Thank you.